Okay, so let's build our sideboard and our mana base. I think this is the deck that I want to run right here. I think I'm going to maybe cut a Time Warp, go 21 lands, because we have the Haven land, so we can be pretty greedy on the lands. I mean, 21 I don't even think is that greedy for this format. A lot of this stuff involves Pithing Needle, which makes me want to like play a Pithing Needle in the main, but I don't think that's correct. We can't even O-ring anything. O-ring a Jace, but may as well just play a Jace Bellerin. It's actually not a bad idea. Well, I think this deck is good enough. We can have a couple O-rings in the side. Rafik, you can go. Pithing Needle. I think I'll keep at least a couple in the main deck. Keep some counter spells in the board. Demon Hauberk, you were just an idea. Seaside Citadel, I may play you, but I think I want my mana base to be greener than that. Because we get Sunpetal Grove, we get Glacial Fortress, we get Seaside Citadel, I think I want to cut a couple Invisible Stalkers for something else. Maybe just like a couple counter spells. Just seems like too much. Seems like the Stoneforge Mystic does enough with these 3 pieces of equipment, because like we can just put it on any of our guys and that's fine. Doesn't have, and like we have a way of making it have Shroud. So maybe just like 1 Invisible Stalker is like a 5th Geist, and put in some main deck counter spells. Just like that for Jace. And then like 2 Dissipates. I don't know. Would it be relevant to exile it? I think we'd rather just have a cancel in case we want to name that. If we want to name a different card for the card that we choose in our opening hand. I'll keep a Dispel on the sideboard. Double Oblivion Ring in the sideboard seems fine. Curse of the Bloody Tome seems like an interesting sideboard card to just play 2 of. Because if he's playing a slow deck, we can. They're in 2 of the games. We can just, or in 1 of the games, we can just name Double Curse, mulligan insanely aggressively for a Curse of the Bloody Tome, and try to cast it really early and just mill him out. Invisible Stalkers can go. Ponders, oddly enough, can go. I'm just trying to be faster than that. So Celestial Purge, yes. This is 13. Cut a Pithing Needle. 12. So probably put a couple things that are anti-aggro. Don't need to do too much, but let's go ahead and look up things that say life on them. Johnny. Not playing a Johnny. Baneslayer? Yeah, I'll put a Baneslayer on the board. Rest for the weary. I'll just have a Baneslayer. Okay, that's our aggro. You don't really need to side too much against aggro, I don't think. So this guy, put a Garrick in the deck over an Elspeth. Just like if I have 2 Elspeths in hand, it's not going to be good. Also, Garrick kind of ramps me. Like, he's kind of like a Time Warp. And, like, overrunning my Dork seems like pretty good. Oh, also, if we ran more negates in the deck, I know I said I was going to work on the mana base, but I got interested in something else. Like, we just ran, negate, 2 negates and a dissipate. I wish I didn't get rid of that cancel. Cancel can go on the sideboard. And that way we could run more Garricks. Garrick seems really good in this matchup. Question is, which Garrick? Well, I definitely want a Relentless in the board. If he's playing Dorks, I want to be playing Relentless. Just fuck up his Dorks. So let's add like 2 of those. Keep 1 of the Time Warps in. $22 lands. Huh. I don't see like why we wouldn't play more Llanowar Elves. Just run a high number of forests. And our deck starts with green, you know, like we can just run Sun Petal, Hinterland Harbor. Birds of Paradise gives us all colors, so like when we choose that, if we just have a shit ton of forests in our deck, then I mean, we'll run some other lands too, but let's figure out this mana base. We add 10 forests to the deck, we go up to that many. I think I want that many untapped green sources too. 10? I want to be playing a turn 1. I want to be playing a turn 2 Geist. I just want to kill him with that. Or a turn 2 Jace. Or even just like moving it as fast as possible. I don't want to be fucking around on turns. I want to be moving faster than him. Especially at the Hinterland Harbor. Like the Hinterland Harbor I feel like is a card that I'm going to be naming as a card in my hand pretty often. Because if I name Hinterland Harbor, or if I name the bird, but not at the same time, then I could pretty consistently get at least Geist, because I could name like Hinterland Harbor and Geist, and then I could name Bird and Geist, and both those games are going to be turn 2 Geist, absolutely. And then I could maybe set up some kind of Jason Mind Sculptor thing there, so I think I'm not even going to play Seaside Citadels at all. Sun Petal seems okay, but I might want to cut a couple because white isn't very demanding here. I'll cut 1. But I really do just need that standing green source. So we'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3 forests and yeah, greedy, very greedy, but I'm a greedy son of a bee. Because like in another game I can name like Pilgrim and Stoneforge, and that's like a fine start. And that way pretty much any hand I draw is going to be more or less playable. Is there any other kind of land fixing I could have? My mana kind of sucks. I don't think this is going to be useful, but never know, I guess. Let's run another Jace Bellerin in the sideboard. What were we calling it? We didn't have a name for it. I'm just gonna call it that. And yeah, cool thing about this format is you really only have an hour to build. So it's been 40 minutes, so I have quite a bit of